What's good in the hood, y'all? It's your man Nico Bean, and I'm coming at y'all with another one. Um, Tonight is gonna be my official review for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Um, I originally watch this movie, and if you guys follow me on Snapchat, you guys saw my initial out of theater reaction to the movie. And yes, I do look a little bit rough. Been dealing with grocery shopping all day, but I want to go see Black Panther: Wakanda Forever for the holiday with my family during Thanksgiving. And it was the only exception that I would go to see it was with my cousin's husband, now husband, then fiance, and that movie was not at all. Well, I went in knowing it wasn't going to be anything because from the leaks and how everything was literally laid out for us when the plot leaks came out that T'Challa would have a son, Toussaint, um, and how the story went. I walked out twice on that movie. Um, I've seen Namor, Kukulkan. um, the movie itself, if I was to give it a rating, it's a flat out zero for me. Doesn't even hit the scale of 1 out of 5 or any of the nowhere close to 10, of course. But the plot, Ree Williams should have never been in this movie. She should have stayed with her own series and should have actually been stuck to the actual um, source material where she reverse engineers an Iron Man armor. And the way that they portrayed the females in the movie was pretty good. They made them strong, but when they killed off Ramonda, I really something stirred in me to where I was about to lash out in the movie theater because this movie was dry. The plot didn't make sense for T'Challa. I was glad that I missed the first 15 minutes of the film because, of course, they had Shuri trying to recreate the heart shaped herb for her brother, which didn't make sense because he already had it in his system in Endgame when he was brought back from being dusted. Um, the best thing for this movie would have made sense if this was set during the blip in the 5 year period when all of the heroes or all of existence was dusted for 5 years after Thanos won in Infinity War. That would have made sense. But no. We're gonna say this happened after Endgame, and we're gonna say that T'Challa died of a mysterious illness, basically tying into the real life death of Chadwick Boseman and making it about Chadwick Boseman and not the character of T'Challa, and trying to immortalize this man as the character of T'Challa, even though he's the very first one to do that, to play T'Challa on the big screen in live action. And I go back to what I say about the first movie, and my mentor Theo Butler always says this: "Who the hell is Njobu? Like really, who is Njobu? What universe is this set in?" Because according to Nate Moore, this is set in the 616 universe. There's no Njobu in the family realm or the family bloodline that is connected to T'Challa. Now, Sion the Fast, that is his uncle in truth, and that is also who took on the Black Panther mantle after T'Chaka died. But that's another conversation for another video. Um, M'Baku. Apparently, he becomes king of Wakanda after everything is said and done with Namor. And the way that you paint Nakia and then you paint Shuri as being distraught with her brother's death. Of course, that is should have never happened. This movie is based off of three comic books, and I'm going deep in the source material now. Do More, where there were leaks for Doctor Doom to be at the end of this film, which is what they should have done. Because, see, I've done my research and I've learned so many things about this movie. And before it was released, how do you go from introducing Doctor Doom to now you make Toussaint the biggest thing in this movie? Which really wasn't big at all because it was trash. And I'm not disrespecting the young black actor, the young child actor that plays the child's supposed son, and you show Killmonger. Why? Like literally, why do you show Njadaka in this movie? You could have shown T'Chaka. You could have shown uh, the female Black Panther that Thea Butler always talks about. You could have showed a plethora of things in this film. You decide to give your friend, yes, I'm talking to you, Ryan Coogler. You decide to give your homie, Michael B. Jordan, another paycheck by being in this film, in the ancestral plane. And then you have the audacity to kill Ramonda, telling her that you don't stay dead in the MCU. Are you trying to say that the whole entire royal family is supposed to be killed off in their own franchise? I'm just curious how that works. Because if you try to do Game of Thrones type stuff, you're definitely doing a good job. Because the whole Stark family in Game of Thrones is basically dead. And so I guess we're making T'Challa or the family of T'Challa the Starks, the Panther tribe at least, the royal family. And it's just a thing where you had answers to your recast the situation. You had Yolande Noel. You had a African actor that came out on Twitter that said they would play T'Challa. Um, you had a whole bunch of things that you could have done in this film, but you decided to put your emotion into it and put Chadwick Boseman's death, the scars that we have been trying to heal from grieving over 2 plus years. Oh, sorry, 2 years, because he died in 2020. Um, and I have to take my hat off to Kevin Feige because he let y'all do this, even though he probably didn't want you to. Because the plans that you guys had for T'Challa to be the main leader for the Avengers in this upcoming phase 5, and probably phase 4, because if Chadwick Boseman was not dead, and yes, that is probably one of the key things. If he wasn't dead, he'd be probably the face of the MCU right now. But that would be the character of T'Challa, not Chadwick Boseman. The character of T'Challa is what matters. Chadwick Boseman is just the person that's portraying the character itself. There are plenty of black actors that would take up that role and will be glad to. You dropped the ball on this one. I don't know how you're going to recover it because now you have M'Baku on the throne, which doesn't make sense. You have Shuri, who is the now Black Panther, and you're making it to where everything is. I don't really know. I'm going to make a second part to this video, but I'm going to go back and try to divvy out certain details because it's at a point now where the franchise of the Black Panther is going to have to be rectified on a certain level to where Nate Moore and Ryan Coogler should not be at the helm of this franchise. I beg to say, bring the Russo brothers back because they did a phenomenal job in Civil War. They did a great job. T'Challa from Civil War should have been in not only Black Panther but in this movie because even though they had T'Challa spare Zemo, his mother, Queen Mother Ramonda, that would have been an automatic death. Well, I don't want to say automatic death. He would have done what he did in the comics by stabbing Namor. He would have definitely done that. And you tried to give Shuri his nobleness at the very end of the movie, saying that Wakanda will keep to Loken's secrets of them having vibranium. And then you had Njadaka say T'Challa was too noble. How? You didn't even show his side of being too noble. Yet you showed him giving his mercy to somebody that killed his father, but then framed Bucky. But you didn't show his full nobleness because if you did that, you would have had a full story arc. You would have continued the story. But like I said, I will dive into that deeper. Um, I will see y'all in the next one. Please share, and subscribe, and look out because there's more coming. I'll see y'all later.